There you are.
Hello, Papa Squanch. Um, right, yes, I did start the live a bit early, so yes, we are currently live. So welcome everybody to One Hub Racing. This is the P3 tier, and this week we are heading around Silverstone for 26 fast and ferocious laps. But before we do those 26 laps, we will be getting ready to do some qualifying. Just waiting a few moments before qualifying starts. Hello, everybody in the Twitch chat. Nice to have you on board with us for what should be a humdinger of a Grand Prix. So, Papa Squanch, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks. Happy to be here. Looking forward to some exciting racing tonight in the P3 tier.
Oh, good. Yes, so hopefully you're feeling a lot better after last week. I understand you wasn't feeling too great. So, yes, it's nice to have you on board with us. Whilst we wait for qualifying to get started, I will quickly run through the standings for the drivers and constructors standings, and then we will get underway for qualifying. So Welsh Benjamin leads the drivers standings on 43 points, and in second Bonifish is on 42 points, so 1 point behind Welsh Benjamin, and then Ivor Bryn Mike sitting on 28 points, joint with Adagio, also on 28 points. And then in fifth place, we've got Joey B on 26 points. In sixth, we have Rydog on 24 points, Jessica Ball on 22 points, Headfist in eighth, also on 22 points. And we have Mikey on 19 points, and I Am Marshall on 14 points, Whopping Proverb on 12 points, JR Mason down on 10 points, F1 Matthias 9 points for him. Gazzaman, 5 points, joint on 5 points with Sir Quineth. And then our 16th driver who has scored points is Hockenhigh, or Hockey High. Hockey, no, I can never pronounce his name properly. I don't know why. Hockey Nye, that's it, on 1 point. Then the constructors or manufacturers is Alpine lead the way on a whopping 85 points. And then Williams are in second on 42 points. You take Alpine out of the equation here, it is a very tight constructors battle in the P3 tier. Aston Martin on 41 points, McLaren on 33 points, Red Bull on 32 points, Ferrari on 31 points, Mercedes on 23 points. In eighth, we have Haas on 12 points. Ninth, we have Sauber on 9 points. And then in 10th, Racing Bulls with a measly 1 point to their name.
Yes, you're right. Very tight up front between the Alpine drivers who seem to be a league on their own so far. Take them out of the equation though, and it's very tight.
Absolutely. I don't know if you've caught any of the P3 racing this season. Have you managed to catch any?
I have only seen blips. I know a lot of these drivers from previous seasons, but I haven't actually seen a full race yet. So I'm excited to see what these guys can offer. Obviously, a lot of experienced guys who have driven a lot of seasons behind the wheel for us. And I'm excited to see what's going on here.
Yeah, I mean, we're almost part of the furniture here at One Hub, so we have raced with the majority of the people in this tier as well. A few new names. We have Josh in the Haas. Is new this week, I believe. I haven't seen him racing, but everybody else I do recognise at least. Jason is in the pits, currently selected the medium tyres, but the first car on track to get us underway will be, just trying to find them, I believe it is either a Red Bull or a Racing Bull. Max will be, yes, Max 2201 is going to be the first driver to start a flying lap. So through the first corner, Abbey, and then coming up to this village complex, just the car producing a bit of understeer there, and this is turns 4 and 5, just before the Wellington Straight. get the car as straight as possible, open the DRS, keep the car as far right as possible to maximise the track the best possible, and then into Brooklands, and then we have turn 7, which is Luffield, a never-ending right-hand corner, just feels like it just never ends. And then Woodcote, this little right kink here, down the old pitch straight. I'm old enough to remember when Formula 1 used to start and finish down here. And then into turn 9, Copse, famous for the 2021 duel between Max and Lewis for the wrong reasons. And then through to the Maggots and Beckett's complex. That's turns 10, 11, 12, 13, and almost 14 as Max drops it on Chapel.
Very easily done, sadly. It seemed right on the edge when you went through the high-speed corners, and a little bit sliding, little bit too much steering input while also being on full throttle, which obviously you like to do in those fast-heading corners. But sadly that went wrong. Luckily though, he has another go. Or a couple of goes tonight.
I was just on board with Mikey as he dropped it out of Vale as well. So Headfist to the line. It's a 27.2. Jessica Bull leads the way with a 1 minute 27.1. And Mikey does eventually get a lap on the board with a 1:37. Joey B, who I practiced with earlier on, with a 1 minute 27.4. Sir Quinniff and Ian Marshall also setting laps, but not troubling the front. But Josh in the Haas sets a 1 minute 26.3, which is a ferocious pace for a first qualifying lap, dare I say. Very fast in the Haas, but qualifying pace is one thing, but race pace is quite another, I think.
Yeah, we will have to wait and see, but that's something to announce you're coming into the league, putting it 8/10 on Jessica Ball and J.R. Mason right behind. That's a decent effort for the first outing for Josh in the Haas. The Alpines have not delivered so far, but I obviously don't know if they're more a race pace type of deal, or if their quali pace made them finish so far ahead. It's probably a combination of both.
Yeah, Welsh Benjamin has definitely relied on very consistent results this season. Bonnie Fish has won the opening race. I must say I forgot how he did last week, but he is definitely one to keep an eye on. I'm sure an improvement is definitely going to happen on that 1:27.2 that he has set. Max is coming out for an outlap, but Rydog also is not pushing. Maybe he's had a mistake too. A few drivers sliding early on this Silverstone circuit, so perhaps a little bit tricky conditions out there for some of these drivers. Jason is also out on the medium tyres. I'm wondering if he's just getting a bit of practice in and getting a feel for the circuit.
It is a difficult balance to get the tires heated up nicely for your hot lap on the outlap, but if you use them too much, if you heat them up, you lag the tires at the end of your hot lap, and so you have to find the perfect balance to not be sliding on your, or maybe just a pinch of sliding. You have to find the balance, obviously.
Yeah, you've got... yeah. That's all right. No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut over you. But yes, you got to find the right balance. It's a very easy circuit to light up the rears and send your car into a spin. I did exactly what Max did earlier coming out of Village. I lit up the rears. Well, I caught too much curb in fairness. And then the car just said, no, thank you. I don't want to do that. And yeah, unfortunately, that ruined my practice race that I did earlier on. As Jason is back, is currently on a lap on the mediums. We'll keep an eye on his progress, and Max. They are pretty much the two closest cars on track at the moment. Hockey Nye is, I don't think he's on a lap. No, he's probably on an in lap. But a few drivers are beginning to come out to start their second runs.
Yes, and another thing to point out, we talked about this earlier, how close they are, pace-wise, and you see that. P3, Jessica Bohr with a 27.18, and then you have not a tenth between her and Bonyfish in 7th, with 27.279. So very tight margins here. Every mistake you may make on the outlap, on your hot lap, counts now that you only have 2 tries left. So let's see how these approach.
Yeah, and this is the benefit of having a qualifying week, which is what we do here in One Hub. So we did Barcelona this year, and for this season. And yes, you can definitely tell the benefits of everybody posting their best laps. As you can see, the whole grid is fairly tight. I know Josh out front is a newbie to the league, so we can't really take account for his pace just yet until we see him in race trim. But it's all looking very close up and down the field, and this is one of those circuits where DRS is just so important. If you're not in DRS, then you can kiss goodbye to the train in front. Jason in the Mercedes on the medium tyres sets a 1:27.494. That's an impressive time on the medium tyres. And I am currently looking for Max is in 10th with a 1:27.5.
Why is he using the medium tire though? I believe you can't save tires because we do a lobby restart anyways. So really some questionnaires there. Doesn't matter if he feels more confident on this sort of tire, but maybe he has a feeling that he lacks the grip in the final sector, but yeah, really makes you scratch your head.
No, I'm not too sure as to why he has opted to do that. Jason has had a cooldown lap and he is coming into the pits courtesy of smashing the pit lane cone just as a track as you leave the track into the pit lane. Joey B at the top of Hangar Straight coming in to Stowe and now heading down to Vale, a short straight into the slowest corners on the track, Bar Village, and now hit your ERS, burn whatever you've got left, and to the line for Joey B. He is up to third position with a 1:26.8. Very impressive. Jessica Bull will be the next to the line. It's looking like she is going to improve as well. Jason say he doesn't feel good on softs, and that is fair enough. And Jessica Bull sets a 1:26.5. A great lap from Jess, and I know there will be a few in the chat willing her on to have a very good race today.
Indeed, such a nice lady today on International Women's Day. Like to see her up there lighting the timing screens. While I saw Mikey put it just next to his teammate Hedquist in the Aston Martin with a 27 flat. So another decent effort, another one to go for these guys who just finished their lap, so still improvements possible, while Josh is still up there with his first lap set. So Bonniefish flexing the Alpine muscle, not the Aston Martin, the Alpine muscle here, as he goes second with a 1:26.4, and now both Alpines are second and fourth. That is more like it for the Alpine drivers for this season, as Josh once again goes fastest and he is half a second clear out front. That's still an almighty gap for the Haas driver. I thought the drivers have done fairly well. Bonniefish, Jess, and even Benjamin's first run did very well to close up the gap to Josh, but he just has extended his pole time once again out front. That is outrageous pace, to be honest. He's faster than I am. When I did some practice laps earlier today, I didn't have the time to put in much effort, but still, I mean, I don't know what lies ahead of me in the P2 race, how fast these guys are, but that's definitely not too shabby.
Yep, as I'm sure even myself in practice earlier, my best time was a 1:26.4, I think it was. So yeah, say no more. And we both race in P2. We know this. Say no more. A few people are expressing their opinions in the Twitch chat. Yes, and I believe even in Discord chat, maybe just having a little word with him. Anyway, that's not for us to decide. We are here purely to see racing action. Rydog is on a lap in his silver Mercedes and is currently a 10th up going into Brooklands and now Luffield around this beautiful Silverstone circuit. 8 corners to the left, 10 to the right, 18 corners in total around this Silverstone track, down the old pit straight, heading up to Copse and sticking as far left as he can to open up the track, and he invalidates coming out of Copse.
Still time to go.
M125 in the Kick-Sauber up to 14th. I had a championship battle with M125 a few seasons ago. I believe it would have been the P3 tier, what it was back then, before we gained an extra tier. And he has my ultimate respect as a championship rival. Does
Same.
M125? He is. He's a very talented driver on his day, and he pushed me all the way. And yes, it's nice to see him, doing his thing. Which is.
Did you win out?
I did beat him in a season. Yes, it went down to the last race, I believe, but it was hard. I'm not too sure whether he's on a wheel or controller or anything. But I have recently transitioned to a wheel from the controller. So I guess perhaps I've slowly moved up in the right direction, finding pace on the wheel. But M125 is coming into the pits as we have 3 minutes and 40 seconds left of this qualifying session. Where has the time gone in this qualifying session? It's the quickest session I've ever commentated on.
Time flies by, especially if you're sitting in the cockpit and trying to get that nailed lap down that shows the best or maybe even better than what you did in practice. Obviously, some of these guys opt out of practice. I always felt like with the pace so narrow, so tiny, every bit of practice matters. So, if you beat your PB in qualifying, that is the aim to go. Managed that a couple of times, but most of the times, hammer time is really where the field gets divided. Who has the balls to, or not the balls, I'm sorry, we have girls here, but who manages to keep away the pressure from your mind and just go as fast as possible.
Yeah, we've been racing long enough, and if you just overthink a qualifying lap, you just all the mistakes just creep in. You just brake that little bit too early or too late, or you turn that little bit too late, or the car just doesn't react how you want it to. But if you just go into a qualifying lap clear head and just you just full on focus and concentrate, that's when you can create magical things, as we have seen by a few drivers in this qualifying session so far. I will keep an eye on JR Mason in the Red Bull. He is on a lap just going through Maggots and Beckett's at the moment. We will get an idea if he's improving as he comes across the sector line, and he is half a second up almost. Just over 4/10 up on his time. If he carries on this kind of form, he is going to be challenging the top 5. So Mason into Vale and Club Corners. Here we go. Burning the last of his ERS. This is his last attempt to the line, and it's 5th position. It's 1 minute 26.8. A great lap from our veteran racer.
Brilliant effort. Nice and planted, in control all the way. You see the experience there.
Yep, and a firm fan favourite amongst everyone here in One Hub Racing, as Joey B is just 35 thousandths down in the first sector. We'll keep an eye on Bonnie Fish as well, who is also on a lap, and we have Josh, who is also in the slipstream of Bonnie Fish. Keep an eye on this. as he is going to hit traffic, and he's lost a lot of time through there. That's his qualifying done, and even Bonnie Fish's qualifying is done as well. So we'll just try and see who we can catch across the line. Joey B is a 10th up on his time. He can potentially go to 4th if he carries on this form. His ERS is almost empty, but he's got enough just to see him through the rest of the lap. He's run very wide, but it hasn't invalidated him, so it's still very much game on for Joey B here. Hopefully he didn't lose too much time running wide there. And to the line for Joey B, he's up to 5th. It's a great lap from the Ferrari driver.
As his teammate fails to make it to the line in time to set a final lap. Let's see who else is on a push lap now that the session is over.
I've got Sir Quinniff in the McLaren going through Maggots and Beckett. Sir Quinniff really desperate to find some form this season, as a little bit squirrely. He looked to get a bit of a slipstream from the racing bull on the left there, but I think just a little weaving like that will lose him more time than it will gain. So that is a bit of an inexperience there from the McLaren driver, but still coming to the line is Sir Quinniff and crosses the line. He does improve up to 10th. It's a great effort by Sir Quinniff.
And Jessica Ball does also finish her lap, does not improve. So it seems if Rydog doesn't pull one out, yeah, he goes.
No,
we
Rydog
do have a set grid.
Yeah,
Josh obviously in P1 and rightly followed by the 2 Alpines. But behind that, it's very tight, very close. I love saying that.
Yeah, no, the tighter the better in Formula One, as that is a very good looking grid, I must say. Even if we're looking down from Bonnie Fish, if you go down to a 1 minute 27.4, you're going down to Max in 14th, who is just under a second away. And even so, if you can stay in the DRS train around here, then your racing chances improve quite a lot.
Strategy plays a huge part, as we saw in the P4 race earlier on. Managing to get the undercut on your rivals right and not be stuck in traffic. We saw a couple of incidents where slower cars who didn't pit yet held up faster cars, and that's your chance. As one of the midfield cars, if the margins are so tight, you can obviously profit massively in races like these.
Yeah. I have just missed the chance to quickly run down the qualifying order, but whilst we are talking about the order for the race, we have 3 drivers who have opted to take an engine penalty for today. So these are engine penalties, not grid box penalties. So Welsh Benjamin, Rydog and Sir Quinniff will be taking a 10-place penalty for today's Grand Prix. No drivers have decided to take their gearbox penalty today, so it's just those 3 who will be. We're about to do a lobby reset, and they will be demoted 10 positions from their qualifying place. So Welsh Benjamin in the Alpine will have some work to do, and I think Sir Quinniff will drop right to the back.
Interesting choice. Do you think Welsh Benjamin will make up those 10 places?
He's been very strong all season. Like, he's been very consistent, point scorer. So he's taken his penalty for a reason. Whether that's he doesn't feel confident around Silverstone and is just happy to pick off some positions, or whether he feels he has great pace at Silverstone and is very confident he's going to come from. I'm just trying to remember where he qualified now. Welsh Benjamin was second
or third. I'm
yeah,
not
so
sure.
Yeah, so he's going to start either 12th or 13th. So even so, he is just he's on the cusp of the point scoring positions, and if anything's to go by the previous 3 rounds, he will definitely be a threat to the front runners, regardless of his 10-place penalty coming today. I can exclusively reveal that I am the only person taking a 10-place penalty in P2 tier. So, yes.
What's your approach there? Do you lack the pace, do you feel, or is it a track where you feel confident to overtake?
Silverstone's a very weird track for me. I love driving it, but no matter how good it feels like my race is going, like once all the pit stops work out, I find myself like just lower midfield, like fodder, and I haven't really progressed as much as I thought I would do. So I've kind of gone into today's race thinking like that. So yeah, that's my reasoning for it. It's just that I'm trying to get my 10-place penalty done and out the way. A track I feel like might not prove beneficial to me. Whilst we have, oh, what's going on? What's going on here? I'm sure this happened to me.
Yeah, I'm still in the lobby.
Yeah, this happened to me. We're still in the party. I'll assume everyone can still hear me.
I can.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah, I can still hear myself on the stream. So yeah, we'll just get me invited back in a moment. Not too sure as to why that is. Apologies if you can hear my daughter crying in the background as well. She is very hangry. She wants her dinner.
I understand that.
I'll be racing hangry in the P2 tier. But whilst we have our break in between the races, I will quickly run through the sponsors and partnerships with us here at One Hub Racing. So first of all, Delta.app. This is for over 18s only. All your investments in one app. Make smarter decisions like the world's top investors and track your journey to success with Delta.app. If you hit !Delta in the Twitch, or if you click on the link when this race eventually ends up on YouTube, which it should do as of Monday usually. Yes, if you click the link or type !Delta in Twitch, it will bring up the relevant link to the mobile app store to download the app, and then you can track your investments to success. Next up, we have Next Level Racing. They sponsor the league by providing prizes at the end of each season. Nothing has been confirmed for this season, so I can't promise what is up for grabs just yet, but they do provide some amazing prizes. I won a rig from Next Level Racing a few seasons ago. Yes, I'm sat in my rig and I'm very grateful for it. It pushed me from controller to wheel. So yes, Next Level Racing, I'm eternally grateful to them. Next up, we have our sim racing setups. They sponsor our driver of the days and driver of the season drivers. They provide a professional setup bundle for F1 2025 created by the top esports drivers. They offer dries, intermediates, and wet setups. They also offer two dry setups, which are safe and esports. And they also provide ERS usage for qualifying on a track map. So very beneficial to maximize performance there. They provide vouchers for the weekly driver of the day and the driver of the season winners. And One Hub members can get 5% off their setups. Next up, we have Pure Sim Gear. They sponsor the league by providing sim gloves and socks for the driver with the most poles and fastest laps throughout the season. And any One Hub Racing member can get 10% off by typing the code OHR10P for 10% off once you go to checkout. Some good quality gear there. Next up, Vespertine. They provide the league and partner the league with some great clothes and quality prizes come the end of the season. Yes, a great partnership there with Vespertine. I've got a shirt which I also won a while ago. It's very good quality. I've even caught my girlfriend wearing it from time to time. And finally, SimGrid, powered by We are powered by SimGrid here at One Hub Racing. They make league racing possible by running their seasons through their community and platform. Yes, it makes doing results and standings so much easier. And just checking everything out on their neatly presented website is very good, I must say. And yeah, that is it for our sponsors and partnerships. Whilst I've also got it written down here, the next round, I'll obviously read this out at the end of the race as well. But our next round is in 2 weeks. So next week we are having a break, and we will be off to Budapest in Hungary on the 22nd of March for round 5.
So after racing Hungary tonight, the next race is gonna be Hungary. Brilliant.
Oh yes, thank you. Yes, I'm racing Hungary tonight, and then yes, I'll be racing around Hungary in 2 weeks. You couldn't make it up. That's a Papa Squanch delivering the ultimate pun there, and great work.
I'm terribly sorry. Sometimes I just can't hold myself back.
So Jason in the Twitch chat is saying he's racing with a fracture in his lower back. If the pain gets too much, he will retire in the pits. Well, thank God you're not driving that Aston Martin in real life there, Jason, because yeah, I don't even think you get out of the pits driving that boat. Hello, Rydog in the chat. And I see yourself, Papa, you've asked who is your favourite for the win today amongst the chat. Do you have anyone you're going to keep a particular eye on?
I will keep my eye on everyone, obviously. Some drivers you encounter on track during your career and you wish them well, because that was something exciting, you feel respected on track. And some drivers you may not exactly wish bad luck on, but you get what I'm thinking. And obviously there's some drivers in here who I want to thrive tonight. First of all, there's the Red Bull team. I don't care. I would love a podium or even a win for those guys. I would love for M125 to do well. I was shocked when he returned and all his pace was gone, because I had the pleasure to race against him as well in P3 tier, and he beat me early enough, but fair enough. It was a brilliant race around Austria with him. He had the upper hand all season long, so deserved champion there. Great to have him back, and I would love for him to catch back up on his pace, because he's a brilliant driver to battle with. Some more drivers I could mention, but really you are following this tier closely, so I'm more interested to hear your thoughts on this one. Who's the one to watch out for tonight?
If I was a betting man, I would probably watch out for Bonifish. He definitely is the man to watch at the moment. He's missed a round and is currently a point off Welsh Benjamin, who has made every single race so far. Just touching before what you were saying, so you can confirm that you sit there with voodoo dolls of people you don't like, sticking pins in them when you want them to have a bad race. Yes, see, that's the most evil laugh you'll hear from Papa Squanch tonight, as he is currently getting his voodoo dolls ready for the P2 race, which is starting at 6 p.m. after this P3 Grand Prix around Silverstone. So yes, hopefully I can avoid the pins, which is currently laying delicately next to the little dolls that he's got lined up.
I love the picture that you painted with your words. Obviously, I'm not. I never wish ill on anybody, even if they... Sometimes I should, honestly. There's people in life that, with every Buddhist thought mindset to it, honestly, they should not have the life they have. But we...
Oh, brilliant.
Here to, yeah.
Jason saying in the chat he doesn't like anyone, So he has loads of dolls. That is the right attitude to have. That's the payness I live for. So yes, that's absolutely brilliant. So we are currently readying up for the race as the drivers are selecting their tyres, and we will have 2 minutes whilst everybody loads up their setups and prepares their race strategies.
Yes, obviously, reminder to not ready up quickly, to wait for the signs to ready up so everyone gets the equal chance to have their specific setup.
Yeah, so nobody ready up until Jess says it is safe to do so in the P3 chat, as she has just promptly sent a message asking everybody to be patient. I can quickly run us down the starting order for today's race. So Josh, obviously, in the Haas is pole position. Then Bonnie Fish in the Alpine is second. Jessica Bull is third in the Red Bull. Joey B in the Ferrari is fourth. Jason in the Red Bull is fifth. Mikey in the Aston Martin is sixth. Ian Marshall in the Williams is seventh. Headfist in the Aston Martin is eighth. Adagio down in ninth. I'm sure he'll be very disappointed with his qualifying performance there. He's usually been a front runner. Gazaman in 10th. And then Max is in 11th in the Visa Cash App Racing Bull. And then Hockey Nye is 12th in Visa Cash App as well. Welsh Benjamin down in 13th. Jason is back in 14th in the Mercedes. M125 in the Kick Sauber is in 15th. Sir Quinniff is in 16th. And then Rydog rounds off our 17 drivers here at Silverstone in 17th in the Mercedes. So whilst everybody is sat on the grid preparing their strategies and fuel loads and setups, we are just moments away from getting underway at Silverstone. 26 laps of this Grand Prix, and as you said earlier on, it's going to be down, a tactical battle. The pit lane loss around here is almost 30 seconds, being such a long and slow pit lane. So crucial to get your pit stops right, because even if you pit too late, you can find yourself having the undercut pulled on you. And if you're out of DRS around here, I think you're out of luck.
Yeah, pivotal to get the strategy right. See a lot of diversity in tire choices so far. Obviously, people have not finally selected them yet, but there's some soft tires. I did not expect to see them. Others later, further back down the grid, electing to choose the hards, probably do an opposite run. But the soft tire really surprises me here on a couple of drivers. Let's see if they really select them or if they're trolling their Yeah, they are trolling.
Yes,
something to be done, obviously, to not let the others see your cards.
Absolutely. We have 5 red lights and we're underway for the P3 tier at Silverstone. It's a good start by Josh, and Bonnie Fish is challenging the Haas car, but he had a really good start. Jessica Bull also gets a very good start. Mason gets ahead of Joey B, and Joey B has had an incident, actually. He has dropped all the way down. He has had a moment. There's something has happened in the background, and I'm not too sure what has happened.
He crashed with Jess. Both were side by side coming into the first corner, which obviously is high speed, and you don't expect somebody to be there. So slight mistake there, slightly touched each other, and I hope he managed to survive without damage there.
Yes, it looks like he does not have damage, as Welsh Benjamin is up to 10th position already. Let's get the position changes on the board. So it's the front three, as you were, as we go around Cops, and then JR Mason has made up 1 position. Ian Marshall has made 2 positions. Adagio is up 3 positions. Mikey has lost 1 position. Gazman is up 2. Hockey Nye is up 3. Welsh Benjamin is up 3. Joey B is not our biggest loser, actually. He is down 7 positions. Max 2201 is down 1 position. M125 is up 2 positions. Rydog is up 3 positions. Sir Quinniff is up 1 position. Jason is down 2, but our biggest loser on lap 1 is Headfist in the Aston Martin, who's lost 9 positions.
I believe, I'm sorry to be that guy, I believe it's Hedquist.
Oh, Hedquist. Yes, you are practicing me on my linguist. My. You're making me better. I can never. I don't think I've ever pronounced it right. Hopefully, it doesn't offend him. My terrible pronunciation of his name. But out front, Josh, Bonnyfish, and Jess lead the way. Jess was bemoaning her lack of practice. I don't know what she's bemoaning. She is hot on the tail of the front two here, and she does have a DRS gap to the cars behind. As I will change it to the interval. Yes, Mason just sat outside the DRS at the moment, and he is dropping back from Jess at the moment. So the top three are looking to break away early on in this 26-lap race.
Yes, as we had our first pitters, Welch Benjamin had to change his nose, and I don't know if Hedquist, and I'm sorry to apologies, but he also went into the pits and went for the hard tire, while Welch Benjamin went for the medium tire. So he's looking to make up some time with pace, and Hedquist hopes to hang around longer and profit from maybe a safety car later on or something.
Okay, I'll remember Hedquist. Okay. Each time I say it wrong, please feel free to stick a voodoo doll into me for the P2 race. Jessica Bull sets the fastest lap in the white Red Bull. She is chasing down the Bonnyfish as yes, Hedquist or Frederick.
Exactly.
As Moggs corrects me once again in the chat. As anyway, we will move on from that. We will focus on this enthralling battle we have for the lead here. Josh is lingering on a second to break clear of this little battle for the lead here. 1.1 seconds, 1.2 ahead of Bonnyfish as it stands, and further back. We have two drivers who have started on the soft tyres, which is Hockey Nye and Max, both in the Racing Bulls. And we have had Rydog, Jason, and I believe that is it, actually, started on the hards.
So I do see the fastest laps of obviously we don't have a great sum to choose from, but the fastest laps of the first three people are within 100th of a second. So these guys really equal on pace. Interesting to see how this will develop further. Obviously Jessica has Mason behind her, so there's options there, as well as Marshall and Adagio behind them in the Williams, also close together, so team strategies may play a pivotal part here as well.
Yes, M125 going into the pits and unfortunately picking up a 10-second speeding penalty. So easy to do at this circuit. The pit lane line just comes at you so fast as you approach the pits, and unfortunately he has fallen foul of a 10-second penalty. Sir Quinniff is the first driver to pick up a 3-second track limit penalty, as Mike is fuming in the chat. Please, Mike, tell us why you are fuming. Yes, we need context. As yeah, go on.
I was just watching a battle further along. Obviously, after that disastrous first turn, Joe B is trying to get back up to speed and just passed Hockey Nye in turn 9, where you said you spend ages. It never stops, and they chose to have a little bit side-by-side action there. Very nice.
Oh, well done, Joey B, for getting the overtake done. He is looking to chase down. He isn't looking to chase down his teammate. Joey B jumps into the pits as Hockey Nye has spun and lost his front wing at the entrance of the pit lane. We are back under green flag conditions, so no danger of a safety car or a VSC, completely missing his front wing as he takes it very cautiously to the pit entrance. Joey B deciding he is going to try and undercut the drivers ahead as it's a very long, slow pit lane now. Josh has checked out in P1. So the real battle at the moment is between Bonnie Fish and Jessica for P2. Jason in P4 having his JR Mason, sorry, not Jason, JR Mason in P4 having a great race so far. Oh no, as Mike couldn't join whilst everyone was in the lobby, and now he can connect to the services after the race has begun. That is some rotten luck. Thank you, EA servers. We will definitely give them a slap later on. Marshall also having his best race so far this season as he looks to make a move on the Red Bull for 4th position, but just opts out of that overtake there. Mikey also running very impressively as now Mikey and Gazaman jump into the pits to get off the... Oh no, Gazaman has gone into the back of Mikey and he has front end plate damage on that Ferrari.
That sucks. It really is difficult also to judge now if the damage is necessary to repair or if you can continue on. Also, if the damage is too much to drive on, he can't really select to change that right now because he's already in the pits. So, disaster struck for him at the pit entrance once again.
Yeah, the pit entrance strikes for Gazaman. And yes, it's not looking too good. And Mike says his pace was around Jess's pace, which is I would be absolutely devastated if that was me. I mean, if it were yeah.
Excuse me, you also get a glimpse of what the undercut does to this race, as Joby pitted a lap earlier and is now right behind Mikey, who obviously was very much further along in the grid before the pit stops. So made up a lot of time there to progress further in this race.
Yes, Joey B has actually made a lot of time here. We'll definitely keep an eye on him. He is the driver on the move at the moment, and he will have DRS behind Mikey, as everyone will start to box in the next few laps. So little do the front runners know that Joey B is making very sound, quiet progress here as he races down the hangar straight, burning his ERS, chasing the Aston Martin. Isn't going to be close enough to get the move done. But yes, it's Joey B is the driver on the move. Even Mikey making steady progress as well if Joey B is chasing him along. So the top 6 are on the medium tyres and are yet to pit in this mandatory 2-stop Grand Prix. It will be very interesting to see how this works out once all the pit stops, or the first round of pit stops, work out.
Yes, indeed. While Josh seems to be ahead in a league of his own. Something I wanted to track as well is obviously Welsh Benjamin, but there was some issues earlier on. I feel like he could make more progress than he's doing.
Yes, Welsh Benjamin looking to recover from a disastrous first lap, maybe taking that 10-place grid penalty. The thorn in his side today as he got involved in some unnecessary squabbles on lap 1, and now it's a recovery drive for him as Jessica Bull and Bonnie Fish. It's not an overtake, it is for a pit lane entrance as Jessica Bull comes into the pits. Marshall also joins Jessica into the pits as well, as now these drivers will be looking to undercut the drivers in front of them. Josh is 4.6 seconds clear in the lead. Yes, the Hash driver is having a completely dominant race at the moment.
But Jess doing the undercut against Bonyfish now might pay dividends. Let's see when the Alpine driver elects to pit, but that might be a slight advantage on the Red Bull side.
Yes, I think no matter what, really, Jessica is going to have a great advantage over the cars in front as she comes out of the pits on a set of medium tyres. So it's another set of mediums for Jess. I think she's going to go to the hards on her last stint. Perhaps looks to do 10 or 11 laps on the hards. As Mikey and Joe go side by side into Brooklands, and Joe B swoops around the outside. A great overtake by the Ferrari as they look to chase down Jess, who is 4.2 seconds up the road. And if they carry on squabbling, they won't catch her. But they are slowly turning the screw as M125 has had enough of his race at Silverstone and has promptly retired and left the session.
Yeah, we both wanted him to do good to bad, so we cursed him, I believe. Sometimes it's just you say the one thing and the complete opposite happens.
Yep, it certainly does. As now Bonnie Fish is in the pits, and Adagio, and Mason, and Max is also in the pits. He's taken those soft tyres a very long way, I must say. It's impressive first stint from the Racing Bull driver. So now we will see where Bonnie Fish comes out in comparison to Jess. And you know what? Jess is gone. She's waving out of her cockpit to Bonnie Fish, who also has a penalty of some sort. We'll just quickly check that out. 10-second speeding penalty for Bonnie Fish. I did not see that come up on my screen.
Me neither, because of the yellow flags surrounding the retirement, I believe. That's disaster struck for both Alpines now. Jessica is 3.5 seconds clear anyway, and with that 10-second penalty, which he will have to serve, you said it before, mandatory two-stop race. So he will have to serve the 10-second penalty in the pit lane and will fall further behind.
Also worth noting here is that Adagio in the Williams has a 10-second speeding penalty as well. So it's not looking good for our championship leader and Bonnie Fish and Adagio here, as we could potentially look at a good shake-up in the standings later on. As now we have a nice little train beginning to form towards the front of the field here. Josh doing another lap here on the mediums. Not sure if he's watching, or he might not even be aware this is a two-stop Grand Prix. So maybe a saviour if he doesn't understand the rules, and perhaps redemption. If that is the case at the moment, it will be Jessica Bull in a net P1.
It would be, and it also means that Joe, right now he lost the DRS to Mike in front, but he's right in the midst of things back again. After doing that horrible first lap and doing the undercut, he is where he belongs, firmly into the top 5, leading the DRS train and hoping for a good result here.
Yes, and just to compound on Mike's misery in the Twitch chat, yes, this would have been a great opportunity to close the gap in the championship. And I know he sat there wincing at these results at the moment as it stands. Just it's a race of what could have been for him, as Josh does eventually come into the pits, as it's a very slow pit lane. Yes, Jessica Bull is on course to climb the standings very nicely, as she is well clear of Bonnie Fish in third position. Mikey has cleared Joe, but Joe has been passed by Marshall into Stowe Corner. As yes, Mike says he's writing a very strongly worded email to EA, and yes, please put my displeasure in that email as well.
Yes, and my regards as well.
Yes, as look at Jess right behind Josh now. Josh has just come out the pits on another set of medium tyres.
So he is aware of the two-stop.
Yes, he is aware of the two-stop strategy here, but he's just pulling clear. And what is happening?
Oh, no!
Jess is disconnected. Is there any way you can get an invite to her? That is some rotten luck, as the EA servers strike again. They hear us talking bad about them, as I'm sure Papa is on the case to get
Yeah,
an
I sent
invite to her.
An invite.
Top man. She will be happy with that. But Bonniefish now will have seen that she's disconnected. As there's drama in the chat.
I hope she knows how to rejoin, because there's some mistakes you can make if you close the game within the game. Well, disconnect doesn't matter. I'm sorry, but if you leave the lobby, you can't rejoin actually. In some cases, so let's hope she gets back into her car ASAP and continues her brilliant run. Shame that's happened to her, really.
Yeah,
I think another one to put her regards into that letter Mike is writing.
Yeah, Jess has just asked you in the Discord for another invite. Yeah, I know I shouldn't really do it whilst I'm lead com, but
I did.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I'm going to see
Probably because she wasn't in game, she didn't receive it.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if I can do it for her as well, because that is awful. I'm not even sure if she's on my friends list. I can't miss too much of the action either, so I'm sure if you've invited her. Yes, as Mike has added Jess to the letter. Jason has sets the fastest lap on the medium tyres. As Welsh Benjamin has completed his 2 stops, he is out the pits and has 15 laps to complete on those hard tyres now. As Mikey and Marshall and even Joe, Mason, Adagio, Jess is, if she doesn't get back in the lobby quick enough, she's going to find herself in this horrible train back here. And yes, I'd say kiss goodbye to any kind of positive result.
It must not be. It's still half the race to go, and she showed brilliant pace. So if she gets back into her car, she has all the options still. With Bonniefish in second, with her 10-second time penalty, she just needs to get back into the car.
Yeah. Hopefully she can get back in the lobby pronto. Haven't seen her name say it's joins the session just yet. Said she's joined. Okay, right. We'll ride on board with her, see if her car unghosts. As yes, she's going to come back into the lobby and just she's going to be so. I mean, I wouldn't be upset. I'll be fuming.
Have a good mindset to recover from that, because that really throws you off, all the concentration and the anger coming with it. I've been there too. Sadly, this game provides some errors here and there that is the same for the real Formula One drivers. I believe Nico Hülkenberg can sing something of it, or Isaac Hadjar, whose car decided to no longer work today. And for us, it's emulated by EA. It's a great feature, not a bug. It just wants to provide some further realism to it. Jessica seems to be back in the car, and as you said, in that huge train now.
Yes, let's get some cheers in the chat. At least Jessica is back. We've seen races completely ruined by a disconnection, like, not being able to rejoin. So the fact that Jess is back in the car is a really positive sign here. That is what we like to see. She will set herself about getting past Joey B in that Ferrari ahead. She will not want to be stuck behind him for too long, as the potential for a podium is still on here for One Hub Racing Queen.
I did not know we are monarchy, but I will accept it.
Yeah, she most certainly is anyway, to One Hub Racing. So Josh out front. 7.2 seconds clear of Bonniefish, and then Mikey is in third. Out the back, down at the back, Sir Quinniff has completed his second stop, I believe, as he rejoins the track in dead last. Welsh Benjamin looking to make progress in the Alpine in unfortunately a world of his own, and Hockey Nye is on the 9-lap mediums in 14th. As Frederick is in 13th in the Aston Martin. Yeah, at least I've taken note of his name. I need to jot that down, and I'm going to get a tattoo to my forehead. Jason in the Mercedes, considering he's got an injured back, is doing very well in the Mercedes, just in 12th, and is currently on to score points. I believe it's top 12 score points in one hub.
It is, as Joe B goes for his final pit stop, followed in by Jessica Ball, both now trying to take advantage from the undercut and get ahead of the guys that are currently showing them their mirrors.
Joey B, unfortunately, gets 10 seconds for speeding into the pits.
Come on.
Yeah, his race has ultimately pretty much been ruined by that 10-second pit stop, because, well, 10-second penalty, because that is his last stop. There is no chance to get rid of it. So, yes, unless there is a safety car, that is the only way he can get rid of that penalty now. But we have only seen one retirement in this race, and that was through M125 just having enough because he dropped it out of Club and Vale. Vale and Club, should I say. So the second pit stops are about to come into effect as Jessica Bull, she's pitted again, and it's put her on her medium tyres, which she raced in the first stint.
That must be another mistake. Sometimes we don't get the correct data. I remember 2 races ago we had a bug where we didn't get the correct tyre allocations.
Yes, I vaguely remember actually seeing that. So hopefully that is a case that is not correct. Mason has left the session now. What is going on? Yes, Mason has left the session. I'll see what I can do myself as well. I'm sure Papa is on the case.
Sadly, I do not have him in my friend list for some reason.
I do. I'm going to spam him with a few EA invites, so hopefully he can get back in. The Red Bull seats seem to be cursed in today's lobby, and yes, hopefully Mason can get back in and racing, as he is without doubt having his strongest race of the season so far. As the disconnects unfortunately just side tracking me. It's well worth keeping an eye on Welsh Benjamin in 12th. He is ahead of Jessica Bull as she is back into the pits. She's put on hards. That was not a visual glitch. That was the game putting her back on the medium tyres, which she started the race on. So Jessica's race just goes from bad to worse. And definitely will be bemoaning her luck after this race, I'm sure. And all valid points too.
Such a sad story. I mean, you could not make this up. What this does, though, is put Mikey in a prime position here. He has also pitted. He has Joby with the 10 seconds behind him, who had great pace. So these guys now are the first to have pitted twice. So they have served their mandatory pit stops, and they can go on about their business now. Just heat up the timing screens and see where it gets you, because everyone ahead of them needs to pit again.
Yeah, there's various penalties up and down the grid, so Mikey will be definitely the happiest driver on the grid. And remember, Bonniefish, it's a 30-second pit loss just in general here. So if he takes a 10-second penalty as well on top of his pit stop, which he will when he comes in, that's 40 seconds lost in the pits, and that is so damaging to your race around here. Yes, he is. I think if that was me, I'd be looking to pit sooner rather than later. But also, maybe you could goal hang for a late safety car. Maybe you could just drive the car to the end and just hope that you're going to get a late safety car in the last few laps. But the window of opportunity is getting slimmer and slimmer as actually he decides to pit. So Mason is back into the session.
Great to hear that.
We will just quickly ride on board with Mason as Bonniefish gets another 10-second penalty for speeding in the pits. Lightning has struck twice for the Alpine driver.
I mean, some lessons you have to learn the hard way. It is not easy, since it is a fast pit entry and the slowest pit entry as well, because you have to break down to 60 kilometers an hour instead of 80 for most of pits. So maybe a lapse of concentration, maybe just tiny margins. We saw the game as well making mistakes there, so maybe he can argue, but not on both of them. Served the one now, got another one to go, so his race really is over now.
Yeah, I've been on board with Mason for a good part of half a lap, and he hasn't got back into his car yet. I'm going to look away for a moment, and hopefully that will have changed when I go back to him very shortly. As now, it's very unpredictable to call how this race is going to turn out. As with the penalty situation, I think this is a great opportunity for even Welsh Benjamin. He's going to be on course to score some great points here in the Alpine. Adagio, remember, has to serve 10 seconds in the pits. Joey B is going to have 10 seconds added to his race time at the end, as Welsh Benjamin is the driver on the move at the moment. Marshall is into the pits in the Williams, as he is looking to get an undercut, and definitely good potential here for a few of these drivers, especially Mikey and Marshall.
Yes, Marshall is now into the pits as well as J.R. Mason, so let's see how they where they come out on the track, how they sort into this riddle on four wheels we currently have. J.R. Mason picks the soft tire. Now that is something. He will go for the fastest lap for sure. Don't know if these tires, well, the car's lighter, but 7 laps on a soft tire is outrageous.
His car isn't ghosted, so I could... Oh, it is ghosted. No. It's not. I apologise. It ghosted as it come out the pits. But I can only assume he is back in the lobby. So once again, let's have some cheers all around for Mason, who is back in, and he's gambled on the softs to the end of the race. He has 8 racing laps left to go on those soft tyres, which is doable. Now the fuel load is lighter, as... Josh out in front is having, a jolly old time, is Josh in the Haas. Adagio still staying out, and perhaps, as I suggested earlier, maybe just goal hanging for a very late safety car to get rid of that 10-second penalty, as that will be the most optimum way to preserve his race position here, as Joey B is in 4th, but is being closed up by a few cars behind, as yes, he will be surely desperate to get past Mikey in front of him.
What are the Alpine drivers going to do now, though? Because Bonyfish is catching up to Welsh Benjamin. They're both sitting behind Rydog in the Mercedes right now, but I'm not too sure if Bonyfish won't just blast past Benjamin if he gets the opportunity. These two guys are on the top of our drivers' championship right now, so every point matters. And I'm not too sure if these guys will figure an easy way out of it.
Yeah, we're 4 races into this championship. Surely Welsh Benjamin will say, you've had your race wins already this season. Now I need to try and capitalise on this as best as I can. Yes, we're getting to the midway point of the season in a couple of rounds, and he will not want to yield any kind of points loss at all.
None of these won't want to, but if Bonyfish decides to stick one up the inside and pass his teammate, he will hold him up too, because he has a 10-second penalty. He will plummet down the order at the end of the race, and every bit that he denies his teammate might pay dividends in the end, as they're side by side on the backstraight right now.
Yes,
as he does make the move.
Bonyfish is through and ahead of his teammate Welsh Benjamin, but he now has to find 10 seconds before the end of the race. Still potential. I I don't think he's going to lose too many positions as it stands, Will Bonifish, as Adagio is currently on his way out of the pits. He has served his 10-second penalty, and he is on the soft tyres to end this Grand Prix. So out the pits he comes, and yes, he is penalty free, and he is down in 10th position with a bit of work to do.
Yes, so you're right, actually. Behind Benjamin, there's Gaza and J.R. Mason. Those two will maybe pass Bonifish, but maybe. He still has time to make up some ground before finishing this race. 5 laps to go, and Mikey is in a good position to get best of the rest.
Just looking at the penalty situation at the moment, so yes, Joey B in third is on 10 seconds. Currently will be down in 7th if he finishes in this. Bonifish has 13 seconds, so add 13 to his current time here. He is going to be down, well, he could be down in 10th potentially here. And then we've got a few at the back, which could see Frederick benefit from a good points finish here. He could finish in 11th, and maybe even Jessica Ball could salvage a point out of this with the cars having penalties in front of her. But unfortunately, it'll just be the single point, and she will have her head in her hands at the end of this race of what could have been if it wasn't for these unstable EA servers.
Yeah, it really is a terrible story for Jessica. I feel so sad for her. But the race is not over yet. We have to focus on what lies ahead and not watch too closely to the mistakes of the past. Either ours or EA's. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just going to blame EA. I think everyone likes to blame EA. But at the moment, our current podium is looking like Josh, Mikey, and Marshall. As yes, it's a very they're going to be getting their first podiums of the season. As it stands, I hope I'm not going to put a commentator's curse on them. But as Josh will be looking to start the lap 23 and have 4 racing laps to go at the end of this Silverstone Grand Prix. It has been truly a tactical battle here by the grid, as Josh sets the fastest lap in that Haas, as he is qualifying laps for him till the end of the race.
Yeah, 27.6, that's not too shabby. Obviously, we do give away 2 points, one for the fastest lap within the top 10 and one for the fastest lap outside of the top 10. So there's another point Jess, for example, could snatch if she wanted to. Currently, let me check, she is off by 3 thousandths.
Who does have that magical fastest lap point outside the top 10?
Ah, no, it's Hockenai off by 3 thousandths. Currently, the fastest outside of the top 10 is Jason in the Mercedes.
Oh, nice. Okay. So Jason will be getting the fastest lap outside the top 10, as Josh, leading the way, does have the fastest lap. He will be taking maximum points as it stands for today's race. As yes, Marshall just staying behind Joey B at the moment. Joey B might not lose as many positions as he first feared at the moment. Perhaps he will be finishing in 6th position unless the train behind do start picking up the pace. So the Ferrari driver will be gutted to miss out on 3rd position, but finishing 6th with a 10-second penalty, I would probably snap your arm off straight away if I was offered that opportunity.
I mean, he's another one of those guys who will rue the day, because what could have been really for Joe B. He had that coming together with Jess, another one of those unluckies, in the first lap, made up so much ground and lost it all, threw it up in the air with a 10-second penalty again. So really a shame for him. Marshall, however, a 2nd podium for his career, and Mikey, that would be his first podium, I believe. I don't know if he had one last season, but it's looking good so far for him.
Yes, Mogg said if Lightning McQueen didn't join today. Then Mikey could be potentially on for his first win. Lightning McQueen being Josh out front. So yes, Mikey. I don't think he's thinking about. Would know that until he potentially watches this race back, or if he's listening live. Yes, he'll be. That would just drive me even more to try and get my first win. He's definitely shown potential that the pace is there in that Aston Martin, and within himself, should I say? So he is capable of doing it. As Marshall looking to overtake Joey B. Joey B does leave the Williams driver space, but Marshall knows he's just got to sit behind Joey B, and he is going to be on the podium.
But maybe he feels like he can get second of Mikey if he gets past Joey B, because for Joey B it doesn't matter if he keeps the Williams behind or not, he will finish behind him. For the Williams, it's still an opportunity to go for more glory.
Yes, absolutely. Let's not rule out the fact that, second position isn't out of reach for Marshall here. He is... him and Joe, Marshall and Joe seem to be closing up nicely to Mikey in second. And even Rydog, if he can put his foot down for the next couple of laps, and Bonnie Fish is currently out of contention for any, kind of a strong result here, unfortunately. But, Rydog can see the cars ahead, and we know as racers, when you can see the cars ahead, what a mindset that can put you into closing down the gap.
Yeah, it's a different perspective, being hunted and being the hunter. If you see, you get a little bit here and a little bit there closer to your competitor in front, it motivates you even more. And if you don't exaggerate that. As we have a retiree, I believe. Something happened.
Someone's spun, and I think that might have been Jason towards the back. Not too sure. It was Jason or Max in the Racing Bull. Yeah, but
watching Max on board, and the closing speed was actually something else. Good thing that they both can continue the race.
Yes, you'd be devastated if you got this far into the race and had a very unfortunate retirement. As now Joey B has been passed by Marshall. So Marshall potentially, as we just said a lap ago, is on for P2 maybe if he can get within. He doesn't have DRS on Mikey, but ERS levels are roughly the same. We will keep an eye on Josh, who will cross the line to take the race win within the next 30 seconds or so, but we'll also keep an eye on this battle for second position. It's a great battle this is to try and round off our podium positions here as Josh makes his way down the Hangar Straight into Stowe. But Marshall, is he going to be in that DRS of Mikey? I think he is. Is he?
He's too far off though.
Is he too far off? That's a great shame. He does have DRS, but we'll jump to the last corner as Josh takes the race win in the Haas on his debut. A great effort from the Haas driver, but maybe just perhaps a little too fast for these guys here today. As Mikey does indeed keep P2. He's just got to keep it nice and steady through these last few corners, and he was very steady. He did not want to light up the rears. Mikey gets P2, Marshall P3, Joey B crosses the line in fourth, but Rydog takes fourth position as we wait for the rest of the grid to unfold. So Welsh Benjamin takes fifth, Joey B does end up in sixth, Gazzaman in seventh as Bonniefish continues to drop down the order. Bonniefish finishes eighth, Adagio is in ninth, J.R. Mason finishes in 10th as Frederick finishes in 11th and Jessica Ball finishes in 12th, and I believe that is the last of the points positions. Jason comes home in 13th, Hockey Nye in 14th, Max in 15th, and Sir Quinniff will round off the grid, picking up another track limits penalty as well. Finishes
for
off.
Good measure.
Yes. Have one for luck, Sir Quinniff, as Welsh Benjamin was on 87% tyre wear on those hards.
What a brilliant effort by him.
Yeah.
Seriously, he struggled so much in the beginning because of the, how the race went. Amazing to finish where he finished with those tires in the end holding up competitors. Great stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Welsh Benjamin and I'd say Rydog are definitely today's biggest winners from this grid. Mikey as well in the Aston Martin getting some healthy points. He is going to shoot up as well, and even Marshall as well will move up the standings nicely too. So I will quickly just run through the classified results we have got here today. So Josh takes the race win in the Haas and the fastest lap in the top 10 for good measure. Mikey in second, then Marshall in third, Rydog in fourth, Welsh Benjamin comes home in fifth, Joey B in sixth, Gazzaman seventh, Bonnie Fish in eighth, Adagio in ninth, JR Mason in 10th, Frederick in 11th, Jessica Ball 12th, Jason in 13th, Hockey 9 14th, Max in 15th, Sir Quinniff comes home in 16th, and M125 is our only non-finisher for today. And the fastest lap outside the top 10 does go to Jason, I believe.
I believe so too. Huge effort with that back pain. Congratulations as well to gaining a point for that. Also, not to take anything away from our winner tonight, I think he will maintain a 100% race record, a win record in this tier, because as you said, as you suggested, I believe he's one candidate to maybe move up tier higher to have competitors who can actually keep up with him.
Yeah.
Also, congratulations on Marshall and Mikey. First podium and second podium for these drivers. Great effort managing to take advantage from the mistakes other guys made. Rydog, 13 positions he made up, and Benjamin, 8. That is something else. I really don't know. Have a hard time choosing my driver of the day here. Who's yours?
Yes, so my sim racing setup driver of the day. I mean, I don't really want to take it away from Josh, but I think he'll be happy with that win anyway. My sim racing setup driver of the day will go to Mikey. Apologies if you can hear my daughter crying in the background. Yes, so Mikey is my nomination for the sim racing setup driver of the day. And my question to Mikey is, a P2 out of nowhere for you in the Aston Martin. When did you start believing you was on for a strong result during that race? Or do you think you had the raw pace to come home in that position anyway? And yes, Papa, who is your sim racing setup driver of the day?
I believe it's not your daughter screaming, crying in the background. It's Nick crying because Mikey got a podium. My sim racing setups driver of the day should go to Rydog, making up so many positions through such a, at times, chaotic race, but a race without safety cars. So he really just kept it clean and showed the pace out there. And my question to him is, how did you manage to make up 13 positions in a race? Congratulations, guys.
Brilliant. So there are our two sim racing setup driver of the days. So we will end this stream now. Just a quick reminder, and actually I'll also read out our sponsors and partners before the end of the session as we quickly head over to the P2 tier in a moment. So don't forget, our next round is in 2 weeks. Next week we have a week off. We return to Budapest in Hungary on the 22nd of March. And yes, finally, I will end the stream just by running through our sponsors and partnerships here at Delta One Hub Racing. So, Delta.app, this is for over 18s only, I do stress. All your investments in one app, make smarter decisions like the world's top investors, and track your journey to success with Delta.app. If you type !Delta in the Twitch chat, or if you click the link in YouTube, it will take you to the relevant mobile store to download the app. Track your investments to success with Delta.app. Next Level Racing. They sponsor the league by providing us with some great prizes each season. Prizes are to be confirmed thus far, but I can tell you they do give out some very juicy prizes come the end of the season. So please keep an eye on that when it gets announced. Next up, we have Sim Racing Setups. They provide a professional setup bundle for F1 25 created by the top esports drivers. They offer dry, intermediate, and wet setups, and also a dry, safe, and esports setup, and also a track map for your ERS usage for qualifying. They provide vouchers for the weekly drive of the days and the driver of the season members. The driver of the seasons, and 100 members can get 5% off their setups. Next up is Pure Sim Gear. They sponsor the league by providing sim gloves and socks for the driver with the most poles and fastest laps. And you can also use OHR 10p for 10% off when you go and check out on their website. Please do go check them out. Then we have Vespertine. They are partners with us here at One Hub Racing. They provide some great quality clothes and quality prizes at the end of each season too. Brilliant partnership we have with them here. And finally, SimGrid. They power our seasons by having us in their community and platform. We could not. It would be a lot more difficult to run this league if it wasn't for them. So it's great to be partnered up with SimGrid too. So any parting comments, Papa, before we jump over to our P2 race?
I'll have to get ready for that one. Thank you for having me. Brilliant race, some great pace, some great maneuvers out there. Shame really for Jessica and some others what could have been, but there's always a next round. See you in 2 weeks in Hungary.
Yeah, thank you for joining me, Papa. It's been great to have you in the commentary box with me this week. So yes, from myself and Papa, thank you for joining us for Delta.app One Hub P3 tier at Silverstone. Thank you very much and goodbye.